that I think we'll see quite a bit of today, Gary, from both teams is throwing on first down. One advantage, as we see the defense here of the Saints, is that they use a flex defense, and it's a good defense to throw against.
And you look at that defense, they have some veterans up front. We have some changes in it. The middle linebacker, Kovac, and you see the secondary. Tommy Myers already with 4 interceptions this year for New Orleans. From the 25, 2nd and 10. As carrying the ball that time, Billy Sims, and Sims picks up maybe 3 yards to the 28-yard line, which will bring up a 3rd down. New Orleans coming in here, John, figured to have problems defensively, but the thing that just completely astounds me is how their running game has just completely come apart.
Well, that's one of their big problems, and it's something that they would like to straighten out and get started today.
That's Jim Harrell, a linebacker for the Detroit Lions, who was shaken up on the kickoff. And so the Lions, who avoided the injury bug, having one here in the early going. 3rd down, 7. Danielson wide open is Sims. Sims with a first down to the 40, to the 45-yard line. And Billy Sims, who only caught 3 passes in his entire collegiate career, showing that he's an excellent receiver with this first down grab.
This is one of the interesting things about Billy Sims is he really wasn't a runner. A pass receiver in college. He was just a runner. And this is a part of the game that he really enjoys. He said if he had his choice, he would like to be a basketball player. But receiving is a lot like basketball, he says.
Boy, the Detroit Lions, John, are glad he didn't choose basketball, aren't they? 17-yard pickup on that play to the 45-yard line. First down. This is the initial series of the game from the Silverdome. Up the middle to the 49-yard line goes Sims, and that's a gain of 5. And Sims coming in here is averaging just over 5 yards a carry, 5.2. The leading rusher in the NFL with 560 yards. He has 3 100-yard days, twice over 150 yards in a game.
He's made his impact in the National Football League right off the start. He started off with a big game against the Los Angeles Rams. And that's tough to do, to run against the Rams.
And the way the Rams are rolling right now, I don't think anybody's going to do that the rest of the year. 2nd down and 5. Danielson off to Sims. Sims about a yard short of the first down at the 46.5. Derlin Moore making the stop. Now, when you're losing, John, you shake them up once in a while, and that's what Dick Nolan's trying to do defensively with New Orleans.
That's what he's trying to do. He has 3 new starters in there on defense, including Jim Kovac, the middle linebacker, number 52. And it's interesting here as the game starts, the running plays have all been directed to the inside at the middle linebacker, Jim Kovac.
Well, this defense of New Orleans is last versus a rush. They're allowing 192 yards a game. 3rd down, a long one to go, almost 2 yards. Everybody in tight. Sims, he's having trouble, and he will not get the first down. Sims on 3rd down, and a long one is hit by Jim Kovac, number 52, the pre-med student from the University of Kentucky. And the Lions are going to have to kick the football. Tom Skladany will be coming in.
The Lions are probably thinking right now as they walk off the field that they were having success running inside. Then they went outside or off tackle on a short yardage play. They're thinking that maybe we should have kept it inside.
Back for this punt from Tom Skladany is Motti, Rich Motti. Motti this year doing an excellent job as far as punts are concerned. He's 4th in the NFC. He's 2nd in the NFC in kickoff returns. There he is, out of Penn State. Skladany trying to hit the corner with it. Didn't get all of it. Motti is going to get away from the football, and the Lions are going to have a very advantageous roll on this football to the 11-yard line. And so New Orleans will have the football for the first time as Tom Skladany placing that ball very well. So the Silverdome, a capacity crowd of better than 80,000, ready to watch this one.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord 4-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord 4-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it simple. I love TV. The soaps.
the mysteries.
And you'll love recording TV on the Zenith Video Recorder.
I love TV. The sports.
The comedy.
The Zenith Video Recorder. 14-day advanced programming, speed search, stop action, plus the picture quality you'd expect from Zenith. You'll love it.
I love TV.
At the 11-yard line, that's where New Orleans will have the football for the first time. Ike Harris and Wes Chandler are split out. Jack Holmes and Mike Strawn, the running backs, behind Archie Manning. Manning had to come out of last week's game due to an arm difficulty, but he appears to be healthy today. This is a give to Strawn, and Strawn gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Dave Purifoy, number 75, over there to make the stop. Let's set now the Saints offensively. This is an offensive line that's really had to make some adjustments.
Well, and J.T. Taylor there will really have his hands full today with Al Baker.
And then fine center and Hill. Sturt playing at right guard, and Mafari in there in place of their number 1 draft pick, Stan Brock. And there's a running back. Strawn was activated last week. He was out the first 4 games with a knee injury.
Right, and Wayne Wilson, who started last week, broke a hand. He's in a cast, and he probably won't play halfback, but he will play on special teams.
Second down and 10. Manning is hit immediately. He had no chance. John Mendenhall, 64. The man they picked up on waivers from Green Bay was there and dropped him almost the moment that Manning had the football. Mendenhall is one of these guys that nobody seemed to want. The Giants cut him, the Packers cut him. He's come over here, and he has done a very creditable job. Mendenhall up there along with Purifoy, another cast-off from Green Bay.
And I think that's one of the things that has really helped this Detroit defense. We talked about the line. We also see Ray Oldham in there who has helped that defense.
Oldham, who played so well for so many years for the Baltimore Colts. Third down now. 13 yards to go. A very precarious situation for Archie Manning. He gives to Holmes, and he goes nowhere. Oldham, the man you just mentioned, is the guy that came up from his safety spot. Also John Woodcock, 77. And the Saints get nothing going on their first series of the football game.
And of course, you know one thing, as the game goes on, you have to work yourself into and out of situations, but you'd always like to get a good start. They started off, they didn't have good field position, they lost yardage, they're kicking out of their end zone. This isn't the start the Saints wanted.
Erxleben, beautiful kick. Back deep is John Arnold for Detroit. He did not make the fair catch, and Dave Waymer, 44, dropped him in his tracks. So Erxleben, who's been struggling in his 2 years with the Saints, did a good job kicking the ball that time, as it will set it up at the 48-yard line of New Orleans when we return.
You don't have to be a genius to change your own oil and filter and save yourself up to $10. Valvoline Motor Oil shows you exactly how quick and easy it is with step-by-step change instructions on the back of Valvoline cans. It's really quite simple. Once you get the hang of it, just see for yourself, then do for yourself. No wonder more and more drivers are changing their own oil and filters and changing to Valvoline. It's a smart way to save up to 10 bananas without a lot of monkeying around. Right, Val?
When it's your vacation and you fly there for less.
That's Transamerica Airlines.
That's Transamerica. When you can get more life insurance than you thought you could afford.
That's Occidental Life.
That's Transamerica. When you rent a car and get the feeling that you're number 1.
That's Budget Rent-A-Car.
There are many companies in the Transamerica family, and they all stand for just one thing. First-rate service at a fair price. That's Transamerica.
Next Saturday, see top U.S. skaters take a spin for world honors at the World Roller Skating Championships. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
45-yard kick that time by Erxleben, setting the ball up at the 48-yard line. The Lions before the sellout crowd, and is it noisy here in the Silverdome, where Super Bowl 82 will be played. Danielson trying to set up a screen. He has it off to Sims. Sims across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Danielson dropped as good pressure is put on that time, but he did get the ball back. Let's take a look now at Billy Sims.
Tommy Hart put a lot of pressure on Gary Danielson on that play. It was a screen play, and Danielson had to wait a little longer than he wanted to, because what happened there is we see the defensive lineman came off with Billy Sims, so Danielson had to hold the ball and wait, but they both did a nice job of adjusting.
And so the pickup brings up second down and 6 yards to go, just inside the 45-yard line. Danielson on the second down to Scott. And Scott has a first down catch at the 33. Freddie Scott, who last year had a sensational year, 62 catches, just latched onto his 18th of this year. This young man from Amherst.
You know, last week they felt that they ran too much or stayed with the run too long, the Lions did. So they aren't waiting this game. They're coming out and they're throwing on first down and second down, and Gary Danielson is going to open the offense up today.
12-yard pickup. You mentioned, John, before the game, you'd be interested if the Lions would be tight after losing that first game a week ago.
Tight and just trying to run and control game, but I see they aren't.
Danielson on first down. Pressure. And he's going to be thrown for a loss at the 40-yard line. That's only the 7th sack of the year for New Orleans. Barry Bennett, 63, getting that starting call in place of Mike Fultz, was the first to get there. And that's one thing that deserted New Orleans in the first 5 games, is they just haven't had a pass rush after last year having a club record 46 sacks.
Well, that was one of the things that Dick Nolan was telling us last night, that he was hoping for, that some of these players that he put in today, like Barry Bennett and Stan Holloway at linebacker, Jim Kovach at middle linebacker, that they would give them some life, you know, a different personality.
Second down, 17 after that last sack. Danielson, both receivers at the top of the field, give to Sims. Sims to the 36-yard line, a quick hitter. That's the thing about Billy Sims, John, that a lot of people don't realize. He's as effective inside as he is outside.
That's right, and that seems to be where he's been going the best. You always think of those great running backs, and you think of them as running off tackle and around the ends, but if you can pop something in the middle and get into that secondary right now, that's one of the biggest runs that you can have.
Third down, 14 yards to go. No score. 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go, first quarter. The Lions, a 4-1 record. The Saints 0-5. They met in the preseason. The Lions won that one 40-17. Danielson back, pressure again. He gets out of it. Danielson with Tommy Hart after him. He's dropped and really belted at the 25-yard line. He's short of the first down. Eloise Groom, 78, the first to get over there. But Danielson really snowed under, and I know that Coach Monty Clark doesn't want him running like this.
And I'm sure that Gary Danielson doesn't want to run. See, he comes out here. He had to do that. He really wasn't looking to run. He still wanted to throw. He's looking. He can't find anything, and he says, now I have to go and get what I can.
Boy, did Grooms enjoy that tackle. They love to catch those quarterbacks in the open field.
They do. It wasn't only Grooms. There was 3 or 4 of them there, and they were all pretty happy about it.
Fourth down and 5. Murray to attempt a 44-yard field goal. This guy's just been super. He's 13 of 16 for the year. From 44 yards away, Eric Hipple holding. The kick is up. It's to the right. It's no good. Ed Murray, who hit 11 of 12 field goals in the preseason, hit his first 7 this year, and his last 4 in a row, doesn't get this one to go through the uprights.
There goes another gas station. Are the other gonna stop?
The Corolla Tercel, Toyota's lowest priced car, gets such good gas mileage that for some, it could be a problem.
I gotta stop at the gas station. Wow, we haven't had to stop for gas in hours. We haven't stopped for anything. Do you know why I bought this front-wheel drive Toyota? Allow gas to the gas mileage. I'll stop, but I don't have to because this is Toyota's highest mileage car. And Lester,
Oh, what a feeling.
high mileage.
Toyota.
Taste Sheridan. Taste Sheridan.
Come to a Sheridan.
I love the taste of Sheridan's.
You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste.
Sheridan, you've got taste.
We've got style.
For a taste of Sheridan worldwide, call 800-325-3535.
We've got taste.
Catch a sneak preview of The White Shadow as he returns to New York for an unforgettable reunion with his friends and father. The highly acclaimed White Shadow, a special preview on a special night, Thursday.
On that last play, Gary Danielson had a man open, and that man was Fred Scott.
He did, as we see him here, really, he's all by himself. He runs a corner pattern. The corner was playing deep off him, and he could have hit him right in front of the corner. Then he still has him again, but we remember Danielson was scrambling to the other side of Fred Scott.
After the missed 44-yard field goal to 26 now. New Orleans with the football. Manning on first down. He has Strawn. Strawn to the 30, 35. Strawn has a first down to the 40-yard line. The former Iowa State standout, a very resourceful run on his part. Ray Oldham eventually tackled him, but it's a first down for the Saints.
It's interesting. It's another screen pass, and the screen pass has been a big play today in this game so far for both teams. We see it was the same type of screen that the Lions ran. It was an inside screen. He faked the Strawn inside, then he went out to the left, got the screen, and up the field.
Boy, Philadelphia 5-1 now after that win. 15-yard pickup on that last play to Strawn. Strawn playing for the first time last week. That's only his third catch of the season. Manning on another first down. He has Ike Harris. Harris for a moment at the 40-yard line had it. There is a flag, however, on the play. Ike Harris having an outstanding year with 15 catches. No, there's not a flag on the play. We thought we saw it on the far side, so that'll come back second down 10. Harris was the man that was involved in that controversial play in the end zone where they thought they had beaten Miami, only to have it nullified.
Right, as we see this, it's what we call a half roll. Manning doesn't really go straight back. He goes out to the side and throws the slant into Harris. It's interesting that the Saints are coming out and throwing on first down. I like to see that.
And Manning's going to do it on second down if he can get time, and does not. Lost to the 35. Al Bubba Baker, one of the outstanding pass rushers in the National Football League, was there. Last year, Baker had 16 sacks. 2 years ago, 23. So the loss back to the 35. That's the 11th sack this year the Saints have given up. And John, they gave up only 17 all of last season.
They did, and I'll tell you who else was there on that play. It was a strong safety, Ray Oldham. It was a safety blitz. I think Detroit started, you want to pass on first down. Okay, on second, we're going to bring 8. We'll bring our strong safety.
Third down, now 17 yards to go. Boy, you know that the Lions are going to tee off on this play. Manning changing the play. On third down and 17, protection is there. The big tight end, Brooks Williams, has a first down catch at the 45-yard line. So they knew he was going to throw. He had the protection, and he hit Brooks Williams.
That was very impressive, the pass protection on that play, because, as you say, Gary, they knew that he was going to throw. And look at the protection. They have some doubles in there. Manning gets back. He finds his tight end in the middle, and that was something that they have to be able to do. Mix up something. Throw on first down, throw on second down, and then also throw when you have to on third and long.
You saw Buffalo getting beat. We have no unbeaten teams now, and again, Cincinnati defeated Pittsburgh. That is remarkable. The 2 games this year that they've met, they have beaten the defending Super Bowl champions. Holmes on a first down. Holmes to the 41 of Detroit. Boy, it's an upset Sunday, it looks like, the way things are shaping up. Ken Fantetti, the middle linebacker, second-year man from Wyoming, made the stop for Detroit. I tell you, this Detroit defense has really shaped up. And I think it's surprising because their most valuable player of a year ago, Doug English, did not return.
That's right, but they did pick up Stan White, their right linebacker, number 52. And he provides not only good linebacker play, but leadership, and he also calls the defensive signal.
He and Maxie Baum, who's the defensive coordinator, were together in Baltimore for 6 years, so they think alike. Second down, 6. Manning under pressure. He got Wes Chandler at the 20. Chandler with a great open field running to the 10. Manning threw that football as he was belted. He was decked, but he got it off to Wes Chandler, and Chandler, who's as exciting as any player in the NFL, went to the 11-yard line.
He sure is exciting. Last week he didn't catch a pass, and if the Saints are going to have any success on offense, they have to get the ball to this man, because he can not only get open and catch, but watch the way he runs and moves after he gets the ball. He's a threat to go all the way every time he gets his hands on the ball.
And that's been their problem, John. They haven't gotten that ball to him.
And they have to.
30-yard pickup on the play to the 11-yard line. Baker right now, Al Bubba Baker's out of the ball game right now. They have a doctor talking to him. On the first down, Manning, pressure put on, and flags everywhere. That play was messed up. Bill Gay, 79, who was in there for Baker, put on extreme pressure. We have holding against New Orleans. That will be a very, very costly penalty now for the Saints, who were at the 11-yard line. Now Baker coming back into the ball game. Gay comes out, so Baker evidently all right. And Baker's the guy that's playing with a broken hand. A lot of players in this game have casts on their hands.
I know, it seems like there's 4 or 5 in this game, players that have a broken wrist, a broken bone in their hand, and they still are playing.
Holding number 71 on the offense, still first down.
Well, that's J.T. Taylor, and he was holding and still couldn't keep Gay out on that last play. Taylor has his work cut out for him because he'll be facing Bubba Baker and also Gay, who comes in there. Baker's in there now. That's 71 and the white against number 60 of the Lions. First down, 20 yards to go for the Saints. Manning, excellent protection to Strawn. Strawn to the 20, to the 18, a flag. 2 flags have been thrown. And so the Saints, who had everything going for them, all of a sudden have another penalty going against them. Boy, those will just break your back.
Well, penalties always break your back, but this is a team that can ill afford a penalty. I don't know if there's any team that can afford one, but this team, they have the feeling that this year everything has gone wrong against them. They finally get a drive going, they get something going, and boom, 1 penalty, then they come right back and they get another one.
John, what you're saying is when you're 0-5, you start doubting yourself in a hurry when things don't go well.
Well, I think so. I think it started with their first game. In the 49er game, they missed a field goal that could have tied the game. They have that controversial play against the Dolphins where even the league office said that, you know, that there wasn't a penalty. They should have won. It should have been a touchdown.
During the run, number 68 of the offense, still first down.
That's Fred Sturt. You heard the call by Red Cashion clipping. And so now, where the line of scrimmage originally was the 11-yard line, it's clear out to the 36, and you see the down and distance. And this is not the kind of situation you want against this excellent pass rush that Detroit can throw at you. Detroit had 15 sacks in the first 5 games. Manning on the first down, pressure, he gets it off to Holmes. Holmes to the 30, so he gets some of it back. And again, Manning threw under pressure. Ken Fantetti again making the stop for the Detroit Lions. Boy, Manning's going to have to hurry up, isn't he?
Right, and it was first down here. And again, with first down and 35 yards to go, Archie Manning remembers as he throws here underneath to his running back, he remembers that he doesn't have to get it all on one play, that he has 3 plays to get it, and that was a smart play and a smart choice.
Second down now from the 30-yard line. Second down and still 30 to go. Holmes playing in place of Tony Galbraith. We will see Galbraith later on, but has not been starting. Manning on a delay to Holmes, and no place to go that time. Excellent reaction. Fantetti, the middle linebacker, was through there. I don't know how he got through on that. Here's an overtime game. Tampa Bay, Green Bay. The Packers trying to win 2 in a row, and Tampa Bay trying to come back from that shutout they suffered Monday night at the hands of Chicago.
I know what Archie was thinking on passing downs, which would be 2nd and long or 3rd and long. The Lions always run stunts with their linemen, and he was thinking that he would like to run a quick draw or a draw trap to break something through, get into the secondary and make a big play out of it, but they caught him right in it.
We should mention Archie does call his own plays. Third down, 33. They have 5 defensive backs in this time. There's another delay to Holmes. And Holmes inside the 30 to the 29. It'll bring up a 4th down. Al Baker cut his legs out from under him. And now Benny Ricardo is coming in to attempt a field goal. We mentioned that Eddie Murray's done such a good job. Ricardo hasn't missed this year. He's 5 of 5 in the field goal kicking department. And he is a man who's been very, very tough inside the 40-yard line. Can you believe this? He's hit 27 straight inside the 40. And this one is inside the 40. He's going to be kicking it as we return as the first quarter has come to a close. So there's no score at the Silverdome. The Saints hoping to get on the winning side of the ledger, all even after 15 minutes.
Diesels, the Oldsmobile phenomenon. It started in 1977, and the phenomenon grew because fuel economy, resale value, and choice are phenomenal. No wonder in 1981, over 150,000 people will buy diesel-powered Oldsmobiles. Phenomenal.
We've had one built for you, Oldsmobile.
Steve, a little one-on-one. I had to do some yard work. Or Michelob Light. I don't have to do any yard work.
Would good friends really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light. And that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
102 to 98. How did you do it? Defense?
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
Next Saturday, they're on the muscle for the title in the World's Strongest Men competition. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Well, there's a lot of pressure kicking field goals, but I would imagine this man has even more because he walked out of the Detroit Lions training camp and coming back now to kick against his former teammates. This is going to be a 46-yard attempt, his longest 47 for this year. He's 5 of 5. Ricardo's kick is on the way, and it is good. And the New Orleans Saints have taken a 3-0 lead on the strength of that 46-yarder. And Ricardo is now 6 for
Just imagine, if everyone drove a car like the Honda Civic DX, there'd be more room on the freeways. There'd be more space to park. And we'd probably all use less gas. The Honda Civic DX, it could make life a lot simpler.
Honda, we make it simple.
The value of your money is more important than ever these days, so get professional answers to financial questions like these.
Pop will be leaving the business in a few years to retire. Isn't now the time he should get professional advice on his retirement plans?
A good retirement program is important. For the advice you need, see your full-service bank. They've got the answers.
You know, this baby is really going to help me do a lot more work. I wonder, though, if I ought to buy it or lease it.
Let a professional help you decide what's best. See your full-service bank. They've got the answers.
My girls seem to have grown up faster than my income. Now Susan needs braces.
And Shelley's ready for college.
I guess we'll have to borrow some money. But there are lots of ways.
Which is best for us?
Keep your checking and savings at a full-service bank and get professional answers to your financial questions. America's full-service banks. We've got the answers.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Honda. We're kicking off our season with an all-pro lineup of cars. Honda, we make it simple. And by America's full-service bankers, ready to serve you where you see this symbol.
Benny Ricardo, who just booted a 46-yard field goal, ready to kick off. 3-0 as you look at Kane and Calicut back for the Detroit Lions. This is an area the Lions have had a difficult time returning kickoffs, and Kane will return his second of the day. Kane out to the 20, close to the 25. The ball is loose. It's been fumbled, but Detroit has recovered the fumble. That last drive, 44 yards, 10 plays, and took some time, 5:56.
It did. It was a ball control type of thing. They were able to run the ball and pass it, and Archie Manning did a good job of mixing up plays.
And that has to give the Saints some confidence. As we've mentioned, they have struggled. Last week they were just blasted by St. Louis, and now with an early lead, overcoming a couple of penalties and still coming away with a field goal. Gary Danielson has him at the line of scrimmage, the 24. 3-0, just underway, second quarter. Gary Bender with John Madden. That's Scott in motion, and going nowhere that time was Billy Sims. Check that, Dexter Bussey. Bussey maybe got a yard to the 25. And I'll tell you, the Saints, you wouldn't believe it the way they're playing right now, that they're last in rushing defense.
Derlin Moore made a big play there, the right defensive tackle, number 74. He got penetration. The first thing in any run that you ever run, the first thing you have to do is not allow penetration. He got across, he got into the backfield, and he got Bussey before he got started.
Saints who like to use that flex defense. Second down, virtually 10 yards to go. Danielson over the middle. Dave Hill, a big tight end, and that'll be a first down. A flag was thrown. Boy, that's quite a catch by that big tight end who's been in the Pro Bowl the last 2 years.
That was a great catch. He sure stretched him out. It really wasn't a pattern. It wasn't an in or a hook. He just took off on the line of scrimmage, and he ran straight up the field.
Dave Hill, 6'2", 230. Let's listen now what this penalty's all about.
Holding number 27 of the defense. Penalty is declined. It's a first down.
Well, that was strong safety Ray Brown. Despite holding on like that, Hill made the catch.
Right, and I think that's what made that a great catch, because Dave Brown did hold him. He caught him right off the line, and he held him for about 5 yards, and Hill broke through the hold and still made the great catch.
14-yard pickup to the 39. 3-0. New Orleans with the lead. As you look at Gary Danielson, who missed all of last year with a knee injury, coming back this year with 7 touchdown passes. Danielson, Scott, first down inside the 45. Freddie Scott so smooth, moving across the middle. Tommy Myers, who, as we mentioned, has 4 interceptions this year, staying close, but Scott there with the first down grab.
Again, as we'll see this again here, the protection is holding up now, especially when he throws on a first or a second down. Then that enables him to have the time and the opportunity to step up.
Well, I'll tell you, Scott paid for that one, didn't he?
He's still paying for it.
Oh. John Arnold is coming in. I think they're going to get Scott out of there. Scott is shaken up. He's coming off the field. He really took a shot on that play. So John Arnold, a second-year man from Wyoming, is in at wide receiver. First down from the 43-yard line. Billy Sims nowhere. And again, the Saints, look at the swarming white jerseys. They're gang tackling. And John, that seems to always be a good indication of playing with enthusiasm.
It is, and that's one thing that they concentrated on practice this week. Plus, they changed their practice times. They started practice in the afternoon instead of the morning, and they decided that when they were going to play a defense, when they were going to practice, that they were going to get every player to the ball on every play. And now it's showing up in the game.
There's the stats now on Danielson, who's had to scramble a couple of times. Second down, 9.5 to go. In the backfield now, Bo Robinson, number 36. This is Dexter Bussey. Nope, that's Billy Sims. And Sims to the 36-yard line. But it is Bo Robinson back there along with Sims. And Sims able to pick up yardage at the 36.5-yard line. Let's look at it again.
I think what they did is they put Robinson in for one play as a blocker, and he did a nice job on the lead on the off-tackle play that allowed Sims to break through the line.
Robinson, second-year man from West Texas State. Third down now, 4 yards to go. Bussey and Sims in the backfield. As you mentioned, Robinson in for only one play. Danielson on the third down. A time pattern to Bussey, wide open. Boy, that hurts. Dexter Bussey had to wait on the football. It must have seemed like an eternity before that football got to him.
He did, and that was on rookie number 51, Stan Holloway. He was man-to-man on Bussey, and it looked like they wanted to go to work on him, and Bussey ran right by him. The ball hung up there, and he just wasn't able to make the reception.
That's like throwing to a spot, isn't it, the way Danielson put that one up in the air?
Well, you just hate to see that. You know, you work all the time to work to get a guy open. You finally get him open, and you really expect the completion, and when you don't get it, it's sometimes frustrating.
This is Tommy Myers back to field his punt from Tom Skladany as it's fourth down. Bussey has played so well this year for Detroit. He had over 100 yards, 111 in that first game against the Los Angeles Rams, and that one is going to die inside the 5, but the Lions kicked it into the end zone, and that'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. They had deployed themselves so well on that play, only to kick it into the end zone area. And so the ball will come out to the 20. The Lions trailing 3-0 in this game, have possession of the football.
Come, experience what lies beyond the sports car. American Motors introduces Eagle SX4, the new four-wheel drive sport machine. Eagle SX4 outcorners Trans Am in soft sand, out-accelerates Mustang Turbo in loose dirt, outbrakes MGB on dry pavement. Plus, the four-wheel drive Eagle SX4 beats them all in gas mileage. Experience driving in the fourth dimension with American Motors.
Thanks, Mr. Sayers.
Hey, wait! I forgot my straws! Hey, wait! My straws! Wait!
Where's the fire? Get
Talk now. Left the Stroh's neck here.
Wasn't that Gale Sayers?
Couldn't tell, but whoever he was, he's a real beer lover.
Beer lover to another Stroh's.
The Lions had that ball, it looked like, killed around the 5-yard line area. They kicked it in the end zone for the touchback. Out of the 20-yard line, New Orleans has Wes Chandler, Ike Harris split out, Jack Holmes, and Mike Strawn, the running backs behind Archie Manning. 3-0. The Saints on top. Mike Strawn, and he cuts it back, finds some running room, and then some, all the way to the 28-yard line. That time, Strawn doing a good job of finding some daylight. Ken Fantetti making the stop for the Detroit Lions.
It was from the I formation. They started strong side. It was a cutback. You see, he starts here. He'll read the defense as he goes into the hole. If the defense reacts to the side that he's going, then he cuts back against the grain.
Strawn is a man who's played very, very well for this New Orleans team. Last year, he scored 6 touchdowns. They used him a lot on goal line offense because he hangs onto that football and he runs very well. Second down, 2 yards to go. This is Holmes, and Holmes has a first down, but there's a flag. Holmes to the 35-yard line. Ken Fantetti again making the stop. Fantetti was their number 2 draft pick a year ago. Started the final 8 games in his rookie year and has really very, very much improved this year. As you can see, that penalty is going to go against the Saints.
And it looks like it was against J.T. Taylor. You know, the Saints' number 1 draft choice was Stan Brock, who's also a tackle. He played right tackle. He started having so much problems with penalties, holding penalties on him, that he's not starting anymore.
Number 62 on the offense. Still second down.
That's John Hill, and there's some Lions fans. They're going to be Lions fans for several years, I believe.
They're new Lions fans, aren't they?
Blowing you a kiss, John.
Just getting started.
Second down, 12 after that hold. Manning off to Holmes. Holmes to the 15, gets a block to the 22-yard line. I'll tell you, a good job that time by Fred Sturt, a pulling guard who kicked the man out and gave Holmes a little additional running room.
Sturt did. It was a screen pass, and Sturt was the lead guard out there, and he not only got out there, but he made a nice block on it.
There he is, 68. Sturt, who had a nervous disorder that really slowed him down at the start of this camp. Now coming on strong, a 6-year man from Bowling Green. You're talking about Stan Brock. He's not in there, John, and some coaches believe they should just stick him in there and let him play.
Especially an offensive lineman. That's the only thing that they can do. They have to learn to work together, to work things out, and they have to get in there and play.
Third down and 8. Manning wanting to roll out a little. Has all kinds of time. Ike Harris, it's intercepted. Picked off by Hunter. Hunter to the 10. And there's a flag as he's going to take it in for the touchdown. There's a flag back at the 35-yard line. James Hunter, who already has 4 interceptions this year, it's going to go against Detroit. You can see Ray Oldham is really upset about it. Beautiful play that time by Hunter. Let's go back and replay and see it. It's going to be defensive pass interference against Detroit. And look at this. Are they upset about it?
They really are upset because that was a big play, and they wanted, you know, that was a 7-point play. As we see Archie here, he's sprinting. He's trying to get away from the pass rush, and of course he throws it right into an interception. It looks like he was trying to lead to the outside, and he really didn't get it out there to Ike Harris.
I do not see the pass interference. Do you? Was it Hunter pushing off on Harris?
It may be holding.
Illegal contact. Number 28 on the defense. First down.
That's what it was.
It was either holding or illegal contact, which occurred before the throw. That would probably happen after the first 5 yards, and it probably happened about the 6th or 7th yard before the ball got there.
Well, there is Eric Hipple, their 4th-round draft pick, rookie from Utah State, who they are very, very excited about. One of 3 quarterbacks on this team. So the Saints still have the football, and they have a first down, an automatic first down on that pass interference. Moving the ball out to the 27-yard line. Manning on first down again. Trying to hit Williams. He got it. No, he didn't. He had it for a moment. Brooks Williams, as he was headed earthward, almost held on. That ball was just thrown over the defender.
And there's another flag on the play, and I think this one may be roughness against the Detroit Lions.
Holding. Number 71 on the offense. Roughing the passer. Number 79, number 60 on the defense. Offsetting. We'll replay first down.
He said that because Baker was standing behind him.
We were half right there. We did had the roughing. I think that Baker hit Archie after he threw the ball, and then we also had a hold there.
Yeah, it is hard to be humble, but I tell you, Monty Clark has been, and I think one of the most enjoyable conversations I've had this year was yesterday with Monty, explaining how difficult it was last year when they won only 2 games.
Right, and he's made a great rebound from last year, but I'll tell you, even more important, he did a great job last year while he was going 2-14.
So forget that last play. It's first down 10 again from the 27-yard line. Strawn, a lead blocker, is Sturt. He cuts it to the 35, and Strawn to the 37. The ball is fumbled, and it's been recovered by the Saints. And you can see the scrambling going on. J.T. Taylor still fighting for it, but it will be New Orleans football. That is very close to the first down as Strawn made a very good cut. We'll look at it again on the replay.
Doesn't we see again Stewart out here leading? This is a sweet play, and Strawn waited and waited for Sturt to turn upfield. He didn't, so Strawn said, well, I'll just leave and get the yardage myself.
They're going to measure now to see if in fact it was. What do you think? Was it dead when he hit the ground?
I don't know if it were dead or if they said that they recovered it. I think the official, as he started in there, he's shaking his head, so I'm sure that meant that he blew the whistle before the ball came out.
It was a first down. So the Saints getting out of some difficulty at the 9:24 mark. And there is Harrell, the young man we talked about earlier. You can see he has ice on either a knee or a thigh. Young man out of Florida. He was picked up last year as a free agent from Denver and ended the year as a starting linebacker for him. Today and this season playing behind the veteran Stan White, who's been quite an acquisition for Monty Clark. First down at the 37-yard line. Ike Harris in motion. Holmes, no, play action, beautiful fake by Manning. He hits Strawn to the 40, and I'll tell you, Manning that time absolutely had everyone fooled on the play.
And that's a great time to try and fool someone on first down. I'm sure that the Saints had been a team that would like to run on first down and get something going, establish a run. Here today they're saying, okay, you expect us, we will fake that. We'll fake the run. Archie comes back here, makes a nice throw.
Archie Manning just freezing those linebackers. First down to the 40-yard line. New England 34-0. Ooh, your friend Don Shula had a long afternoon.
That doesn't happen too often to Don Shula.
New England, after losing to Atlanta in that second week, has really put it together. First down at the 40-yard line. This time he does give to Holmes, and Holmes stretches it to the 35-yard line. Holmes, a free agent out of Texas Southern. He was drafted in a late round by the Houston Oilers, and he's come over and last year was the most valuable player on their special teams, but pressed into a starting job when Tony Galbraith did not get the job done. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Detroit Lions and the National Football League is prohibited. Second down 5 from the 35. Manning to Chandler. Chandler to the 35, make it the 25-yard line. That will be enough for the first down. Walt Williams, 21, defending on the play. And Chandler, when he gets in the open field, he really scares that secondary.
He does. He scares everyone. I'm sure he scares a lot of coaches on the sidelines, too, because anytime he gets a ball, it doesn't have to be a bomb or a deep pass. It can be anything here, because once he breaks something and gets into the open, it's going to be very tough to catch him.
Chandler last year had 65 catches for 1,069 yards. That was second in yardage in the NFC. And Oakland, hey, that's without Dan Pastorini.
Jim Plunkett.
On the 25, first down. Oh, firing off is Brock, the young man we mentioned earlier, the rookie from Colorado, their #1 pick. And was he drawn off, or looks like it's going to go against New Orleans and will. Manning checking on it. That's tough on Brock, who just came in.
Number 67 on the offense.
Here's the thing we see here. You know, we see the seam in the carpet here. The Lions have already lost one player, Chinura, their third-round pick, who was a center. He lost that on the, he just got his foot caught in the seam in a carpet, hurt his knee, and had surgery.
And they were kidding about Gary Danielson came out here one day and acted like he got hurt on that. He said Monty Clark about had a fit.
That was a day after that happened, as we see a final here.
14 all. Manning now 7 for 8, 110 yards. After the 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 from the 30. Holmes, Strawn, the running backs. Manning in real trouble. He got rid of it somehow to Holmes. Holmes to the 25. Hit hard, but doesn't want to go down. Gets to the 23. Boy, Manning shaken up on that play. He took a real shot that time. Just had to sidearm the football to get it out of there, but he's taking quite a beating.
He did on that play. It was a screen, and he had to wait for the screen to open and develop. And again, that was Dave Purefoy on Stan Brock. He just has to hold that block a little longer. See, sometimes they think it's a screen to their side, that it's going to be quick, but a screen takes time to develop, and they have to hold that block longer or cut the man.
2nd down now, 8 yards to go. 3-0. The Saints with the lead. 6:40 remaining in the first half. Brock remains in a tackle. Brooks Williams, the tight end. Sturt, Hill, Sanders, and also Taylor up front. Manning throwing, has his man Holmes for a 1st down, and Holmes to the 10-yard line. Jack Holmes picking up where Tony Galbraith has been so effective through the years. James Hunter made the tackle.
I think that's one thing, you know, that everyone thought without Galbraith, without Muncie, they won't be able to do anything, but Manning feels real comfortable with these backs, and you can tell that he does when he's throwing to Jack Holmes and he's throwing to Mike Strawn for big plays today. He has a lot of confidence in these two running backs.
13-yard pickup, and Manning has really shown us the Manning of old. As we said, he had to come out of last week's game. They were trailing 27-0. Guy Benjamin replaced him. They didn't know if he'd play, but he is playing well. Cleveland leading Seattle, who's been a big surprise. Seattle the last 2 weeks winning big games. 1st down at the 10. Holmes trying to go wide. Nothing doing on that play. As Stan White, number 52, the man we've talked about, read that one beautifully. Here's the man they talk about being a coach on the field. And Monty Clark said, I'd make this kind of trade anytime, any day.
He loves that trade. He came over from Baltimore along with the defensive coordinator, Maxie Bond. They'd worked together there. And Stan White calls all the defenses in the huddle, and he makes all the adjustments on the field. That's remarkable for a man who comes and is with the team for the 1st year.
They lost a yard on that play. 2nd down, 11. We look from the end zone, and Archie Manning. Manning on 2nd and 11, running for his life. Broken up. That will be ruled a fumble, and Detroit, I believe, has it. The Detroit Lions have recovered. Charlie Weaver reached in. Manning did not have his arm cocked to throw the ball. As an end result, it was just batted away. Let's go back. We have an isolation now on Baker on this play.
We'll see this. He's in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. He comes around. He's on J.T. Taylor. He starts at the outside. He really just outruns, but watch him come in and slap the ball out of his hand. You see, the ball wasn't in motion. It was slapped out of his hand by Al Baker.
And so the Lions take over at the 18.
In a world of good economy cars, Mazda introduces a great one, announcing the all-new 1981 Mazda GLC, now with front-wheel drive.
Just one look, that's all it took. Yeah, just one look, that's all it took.
The all-new Mazda GLC has 21% better mileage than before. And the more you look around, the more you like the looks of its price.
The more you look, the more you like.
All over America, do-it-yourselfers are becoming Stanley Super Doers. They're doing bigger things, and they're doing them better and better. They depend on Stanley tools for measuring things right, for shaping things right, for making joints fit right. Tools that work right are made by Stanley, the do-it-yourself company.
Stanley, we want to help you do things right.
For a super deal on the NFL Thermos jug and mugs, look for specially tagged Stanley tools.
Tuesday, a reunion beckons a man back to his high school girlfriend. But it's her teenage daughter who ends up stealing his heart. Reunion, a television premiere, Tuesday night.
Can't stop Billy Sims. Well, the Saints doing a pretty good job now. Let's take a look now at some scores. Houston. Boy, Houston's really been struggling lately. Having a tough time right now with Kansas City.
And Kansas City had a big game last week against the Oakland Raiders.
And the Jets still looking for their first win.
And they're finally ahead.
And Oakland leading San Diego. At halftime, we'll have scores throughout the NFL. As you look from behind, Billy Sims, an interesting shot from the end zone. On the 18-yard line, the Lions, after the fumble recovery, have it first down. Danielson, here comes Billy Sims. And Sims at the 19 now. Remember one thing. Sims has 3 100-yard days, but last week was held to 21 yards on the same kind of tackling, gang tackling. That's what Atlanta did last week.
That was the thing that the Falcons did. I know he had one time, he had 8 carries for 7 yards, and maybe it's important for a rookie to get off to a good start. You know, a young player to get the confidence, and maybe he hasn't yet today, but he may get started in the second period and get things going.
What can happen so often? You think you have him contained, and he'll break the big one on you. 2nd down and 9. Danielson to Scott. Scott has it taken away, believe it or not, by Tommy Myers. Myers took the football away from him, and the Saints have it.
That's an amazing play. You know, Fred Scott caught that ball, and he looked like he thought it was bumped out. He thought that he fumbled the ball on contact, and he may have just let go as Tommy Myers came up and took the ball out of his hands. As we watch it again, it was good pass protection. Danielson makes a nice pass. Now watch in here. See, he has the ball. Myers comes in and hits him. Now he looks like he thinks he fumbles the ball. He looks out, and then the ball comes out the other side, and Myers does get it. He just takes it away from him.
And Myers is something, isn't he? He was shaken up on this play, by the way. His shoulder, he's had some shoulder difficulty. He is a guy that just completely gives up his total body in a play.
He does, and he was rewarded last year by going to the Pro Bowl, which I think is the best indicator of how a player plays in a season.
What do they rule at, a fumble recovery or an interception?
That had to be a fumble.
Back to throw is Manning. Look out. He fumbles, and who has this one? I will have to wait and see. Detroit got it back. John Woodcock, number 77, comes away with it. So on successive plays, they've turned the football around. Manning, for the 2nd time in this game, stripped to that football as that silver rush of Detroit has really been pouring on number 8.
Michelob Light for the winning team, okay?
You guys would do that for us?
But a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
You guys never played like that before.
Hey, we never played for a Michelob Light before.
Michelob Light, compare the taste.
The Toyota Celica Super is life in the fast lane that's almost beyond belief. But the Super is not the only way to join the fast crowd. There's a now classic sporty Celica GT Coupe and the GT Liftback. And for those who would like a sporty Celica for a little less money, there's the ST, the lowest price Celica. To find out which one's for you, drive a Celica. Then just trust your feelings. A Celica selection.
Well, this is the 4th sack of the game for the Detroit Lions.
We see again, it's Al Baker who's really putting the first press. That's the first thing that Manning sees was Baker out of the left of his eye. Then he turned. There were 2 more there. The ball comes out.
4 sacks for 29 yards. The Saints have 1 of Danielson, which was a loss of 7 yards.
2 of those sacks were fumbles also.
And that is broken up. Incomplete. Fred Scott, the intended receiver. Now they're messing around with the football. They're going to run it in, but it's dead. But you know something? That's what happened in that Denver-Cleveland game. Everybody stood around and thought that that ball had hit the ground, and Gradishar went the other way.
That's right. What the rule on that is, if it's a forward pass, and of course it hits the ground, then it's a dead ball. If it is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, behind the quarterback, then it's a lateral, and it's not a dead ball. It can be picked up, and it can be returned.
Anyway, that pass was broken up by Tommy Hart, the 35-year-old veteran. Danielson now at halftime, of course, will have scores and highlights with Brent and Irv. Danielson is 6 for 9, 81 yards. And he has pressure on him. And down he goes. And both of these quarterbacks are taking a pounding. Both teams are not protecting their quarterback all that well as Tommy Hart came storming through. And Tommy Hart, in both the estimation of Dick Nolan and Monty Clark, has the right last name. He has great heart.
That's what's interesting. He played for both of those coaches with the San Francisco 49ers. Monty said one thing about Hart. He told his offensive lineman, don't get him mad. Because when he gets mad, you're going to be in for a long, long day.
There's always players like that. Did you have somebody at Oakland like that?
I had Ted Hendricks like that. You can play against him, but don't ever get the guy mad. Then it's a different game.
So we come now to a 3rd down. 10 yards to go. Danielson again with a little pressure. He gets this one out. Complete to Billy Sims. Sims to the 40. Look at this rookie run. He won't go down. And now stormed down at the 38. Tommy Myers eventually caught up with him. But Billy Sims, who is 6 foot, weighs 210 pounds, showing he can run when he catches that pass.
He sure can. We were talking about Chandler, how he can do it, but here's another one. This Billy Sims. He doesn't always have to run with the ball. You can throw it, but once he gets the ball, he shows what a great runner he is. He'll learn after a while that maybe when you aren't going to go any further, when that's it, just go down.
Just give up. That's right. 23-yard pass completion that time. Boy, he ran over James Marshall on that play. They had 5 defensive backs in on a 3rd and 10. First down for Detroit. They trail 3-0. Sims again, and Sims to the 35-yard line. A gain of 3. Again, New Orleans has been very, very difficult up the middle of that line. Some of the high school cheerleaders here in this sellout crowd of better than 80,000. They can seat in this place 80,638. And they're going to have a record attendance this year, 1980. There it is. This beautiful facility, $55.7 million is what it cost. 2nd down, 7th. Danielson on the delay to Dexter Bussey. Bussey to the 25, to the 20, and Bussey is to the 17-yard line. Another first down. And Bussey, who's been moved to fullback this year due to the addition of Sims, really showed some good running on his own.
Interesting play. They start to the right side, and it's a counter type thing. We see how Bussey waits and then comes back to the left side. It's an old Miami Dolphin play. I saw that play for many, many years.
And we have come to the 2-minute warning.
Now, the Firestone steel-belted Trax 12 radial. Trax 12 has special traction bars for pulling power in snow, but they're hidden in the Trax 12 tread for smooth, quiet turnpike driving. Long-lasting Trax 12 with traction you can see. Traction 12 months a year. Trax 12, Firestone's lowest-priced steel-belted white wall radial.
I'm Mike Colbraker, State Farm agent, Carlisle, Illinois, speaking for thousands of State Farm agents across the country. One of the many reasons people keep coming to State Farm Insurance is because we service what we sell, and we do it on a personal, one-to-one basis. Service is what State Farm is all about, and service is what State Farm agents are all about.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
3-0, that's our score. You see the time remaining in the first half, 2 minutes. Oh, yeah. Fun at the old ballpark, right?
Someone's number 1.
All right, the Lions with the first down at the 17. 2 minutes now as they trail 3-0. Danielson to Sims. Sims to the 15. Sims to the 12. The ball is loose again, believe it or not. And I believe
fumbled it when he started to go for the extra yardage.
There's Grooms coming out of there, but it'll be marked dead at the point that they had Sims. And now the ball at the 11-yard line. The Saints still with that 3-0 lead. Be interesting to see if Archie, with 1:51 remaining, sits on it or tries to utilize that remaining time.
Well, or maybe both of the above, or a combination of. I think what he'll try and do is maybe run a play, and if he can break something and get out to the 30-yard line or so, then maybe open it up. If not, just run the clock out.
Boy, John, you see those stats, 9 of 10 thus far, and he's going to throw on first down again. He hits Brooks Williams, the tight end. Doesn't get him much. 4 yards to be exact. Bring up 2nd and 6. Fantetti and White. Brooks Williams, the man who's replaced Henry Childs, who's been shaken up with groin and knee trouble. Williams last year caught 2 passes. He had 11 catches coming in to this game today. A third-year man from North Carolina, their 8th-round draft pick. We have a timeout called with 1:44 remaining in the first half. Archie Manning goes over to visit with Coach Dick Nolan.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord 4-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord 4-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it simple.
Here's another Radio Shack major computer breakthrough. The amazing new TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only $249. Imagine a basic language computer that weighs just 6 ounces. Now carry TRS-80 power in your pocket while traveling, on the job, solve problems, process data, and store it in permanent memory for instant recall. The amazing TRS-80 Pocket Computer, only at Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers.
Catch a sneak preview of The White Shadow as he returns to New York for an unforgettable reunion with his friends and father. The highly acclaimed White Shadow, a special preview on a special night, Thursday.
Well, the Lions are thinking positively. That was their timeout they called. With 1:44 left, it comes to a 2nd down, and still 7 yards to go. From the 15-yard line. Manning tries to hit Holmes. Holmes couldn't get over there. He was turned up the field, thrown behind him. There they're bouncing on the ball, but and signaling a touchdown, but it's an incomplete pass.
Sometimes that works at home. You always want your players to do that. You tell them, let the officials make the judgment. Anytime a ball is loose, pick it up and run it into the end zone, then let the officials do the work. And sometimes it has a little effect when you're at home and the crowd started cheering, but I think the crowd knew that that wasn't a good one because there wasn't a peep out of him.
Tony Galbraith now coming into the backfield. Jack Holmes checks out for New Orleans. 3rd down. Let's make it 6 yards to go from the 15-yard line. So Galbraith coming in. Tony has 24 catches this year, but boy, way behind his pace of last year when he had 58. And how about 1978 when he had 74 catches? 3rd down, 6. He has the time. Strawn does not see the football. Now he does, and Chandler almost had it. What a fiasco that turned out to be. Strawn never saw the pass until it was deflected.
Oh, both sides are upset there because it bounced out of one into another, out of another into another about 3 times, and they all thought that they should have had it. It really wasn't a good decision by Archie or a good pass. There was double coverage out there. They had the whole secondary out there, and watch that ball bounce around.
They needed some of Fred Biletnikoff's stickum.
It would still be there somewhere.
Erxleben hits it very high. John Arnold at the 49 with a fair catch with 1:22 remaining. And the Lions have used one of their timeouts. And of course, with the excellent field goal kicker they have in Ed Murray, they'd like to at least tie it up. And at halftime, we've had a lot of upsets, and Brandon Irv will update us with scores and highlights. That was only a 36-yard kick that time by Erxleben. Erxleben really been struggling, their #1 draft pick of last year. So Danielson now with good field position, John. He's got quite a bit of time to work with.
He does. He has plenty of time. He has 2 timeouts, and time will not be of the essence for the Lions here. They just have to get some first downs and then eventually, of course, get the ball in the end zone.
See, Tommy Myers is back in. He was shaken up, as you might recall, on that fumble recovery, but back in the game. Pressure put on. Derlin Moore has Gary Danielson. Nerlin Moore with a glancing blow that time, able to drag him down, and the loss clear back to the 37-yard line. And that's not what the Lions had in mind.
Sometimes those guys are so big, all it takes is a glancing blow to knock a quarterback down. But one thing, you know, the defensive lines are both playing a very good game today, or the offensive lines aren't.
Freddie Scott belted by guess who? Tommy Myers. And that gets him back to about a yard of the first down. Let's see where they're going to mark it. We have a Saints player shaken up on the play. Myers drops him just short of the first down. Ricky Ray is the man that's hurt. He's the cornerback for New Orleans, getting up very, very slowly. Myers is coming out again, and Myers looks like he's hurt his arm again as he goes off, waving his arm. There's Ray, number 22. That's just short of the first down. It's third down and 1:04. You see the time remaining.
Of course, you hate to have an injury at any time, but when you're into the last minute of the half or the last minute of the game and you get an injury to two secondary members, that can be a very untimely thing, although we see Tommy Myers is coming back into the game now.
Myers took himself out. Now he comes back in, and Marshall will check out. Myers is something. He hits people with such velocity, and he comes back into the game. I'll tell you, the guy that's really been paying the price is Scott. He just took another shot on that play.
He's caught about 3 of those inside, and every time that he does catch one in there, he meets Tommy Myers about the same time.
There's Don Dahl, one of the assistant coaches for the Lions, with Dave Purifoy. Purifoy, who is just an excellent pass rusher, is that Silver Rush has been giving the Saints a lot of trouble, but the Saints forward wall has done quite a job. Danielson now 8 of 12 for 124 yards. He's still looking to see if they got the first down.
No, they didn't get the first down. He has a third down here. And of course, he does have plenty of time. He has 1:04 seconds, which is plenty of time. He has 1 timeout left. He'll probably try and get the first down on this play and then go to work again.
Baldischweiler, number 76. Elias next to him. Ginn is still the center. Bollinger's the right guard, and Dorney the right tackle. Both receivers put to the top of the screen on a third down and a yard, and they go for the first down and get more than they needed. Dexter Bussey carries the ball inside the 35 to the 33. They have another play called. Time 53 seconds. First down for Detroit. They trail it 3-0. Danielson called 2 plays. He's ready to go again. Pressure put on. The chase. He gets it off nicely to Dexter Bussey for the 30. Gets out of bounds and stops the clock with 39 seconds. Very close to the first down. Russ Bollinger throwing a good block on that play.
Now I'll tell you, there's Thomas Hearns. You know, I saw him fight a number of times. You talk about someone that can hit and someone with power. You ever see his upper body? He is a big, big man.
He can deliver a blow.
I wonder if he ever played this game.
Second down. They're just short of the first down. Second down and a yard, and you see the time remaining from the 25-yard line. Danielson that time being chased, but got rid of it. Let's see if he can again. Pressure put on. He steps up. Grooms giving chase. Now, what did Danielson jump in the air for?
He thought he had to jump over the umpire. That's all he saw. He started out there. The umpire is the official behind the defense. He saw him, and he thought he had to jump over him, and the umpire moved. And again, he's gone without a huddle.
But that is a first down run. You see the time again remaining. Danielson trying to pull it out. He delivers the ball to Hill to the 15-yard line. Danielson calling a timeout. He stops the clock with 10 seconds. Jim Kovash, 52, made the stop on Hill. Danielson getting hit again, and again I can't get over the punishment that both Danielson and Manning are getting in this first half.
And a lot of it has come from number 53, Tommy Hart, who it was on that play.
Again at halftime, Brent Musburger and Irv Cross with highlights and scores of some of those upsets we've had today. Cincinnati defeating Pittsburgh. And of course, we had a tie between Green Bay, Tampa Bay, which I know the Lions are very much interested in. The Lions are trying to come from last to first in the Central Division, the same thing that Tampa Bay did a year ago.
That may be the thing in this division, is the way to win it is to end up last, and then the next year you get the first round pick and you end up first.
But that's tough on coaches, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's very tough. The first is fun, but that year that you have to take last to get first isn't any fun at all.
Monty Clark said there were some times last year when he'd come down to the ballpark here, he almost wished it was fogged in and he couldn't get here.
Right, he said when he was 2-14, it was never fogged in. When he was 4-0, he walked up one day and fogged completely around the thing, and he said, geez, where was that fog last year when I needed it?
Well, we have a second down now, 4 yards to go. The ball at the 14-yard line, 10 seconds remaining, and 1 timeout remaining for the Detroit Lions.
I think there's no timeouts for the Lions, so they'll have to get the ball in the end zone or out of bounds.
Second down, 4. 10 seconds. Danielson, Hill is down there, broken up beautifully that time by Ray Brown. 4 seconds left. Well, that will bring in Eddie Murray. You got to give credit to the Saints team. Very good tenacity on the part of their defense, as the Lions finding it very, very difficult to score against the team that has been very suspect. So we said their defense last against the rush. And here today, they have given Danielson all kinds of difficulty as far as their pass rush is concerned. Coming into this game, they only had 6 sacks. This will be a 30-yard field goal attempt. Gary Kipple to hold. Murray's already missed one today. The kick on the way by Murray, and it's all tied up with no time remaining in this first half of play. And so, as the first half comes to a close, we've had 30 minutes of action, and we're still all even.
Before the station wagon became a station wagon, it had to be something a lot more. It had to be a Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz didn't invent the station wagon. They just raised it up to Mercedes-Benz standards. Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world.
Outside, the Canon NP200 may look like any small copier, but inside there's a world of difference, a world of micronics, where 20 copies a minute are not only possible, but made reliable with a microcomputer. Fiber optics precisely defines your image, and a toner projection system gives you clear copies on virtually any paper. Up to 11 by 17. Compact in size and price, the Canon NP200 is definitely worth looking into.
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend, all America style. Americans love weekends, not just the Saturday and Sunday kind, but whenever we take time to enjoy the good things in life, like the smooth and mellow taste of Michelob. Because all over America, Michelob helps make any time feel a little like a weekend.
Hey, put a little weekend in your week.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brian Kelly of the New York Giants, and these are my buddies. Look at them, normal, bright, intelligent kids. Yet the joy of learning is often a nightmare for them. They have what we call a hidden handicap. Come on, I'll show you what I mean. You know, there are over 10 million children in America with learning disabilities. Here, a program funded by the Foundation for Children with Learning Disabilities is trying to help them. This is a new kind of United Way program, one we feel is of great importance. Special education like this is essential. We all have to be more sensitive to these special children, so we don't destroy their joy of learning and discovery. Boom. Hey, these kids are gonna make it because of United Way volunteers who understood and responded. Thanks to them, United Way works here, and thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.